All right, this is video number 2 back on this Ford that was freezing up on the evaporator. And what I took out after recovery, I told you I was going to come back and tell you what I took out. 930 grams. And since it's only 54 degrees outside, and we finally got some sun over here, you see how I have the hood closed? The engine is running during my recovery process because it's so cool. That accumulator would freeze over, all the lines would freeze over, and it would take a half hour to an hour to recover the refrigerant on a 54 degree day on a cold vehicle. Well, you see where my temperature probe is? Can you see that there? You see the little blinking light right there? So I'm taking the temperature of the cab. Look at the temperature of the cab. It's 54 degrees outside and it's 109 degrees in the cab, because this will help you recover your refrigerant faster. So here is, let me open the door. Okay. So I have it in full heat. I have it in defrost. So it wants to run to AC, but I only put it in defrost after I removed enough refrigerant, because I had it until I knew my compressor would not run anymore. When my pressure would go down to 19 PSI or lower on this particular car because of this pressure switch, I knew the AC would not run. So once I got down to 19 PSI, I was running in the fresh air mode, or no, recycle mode, or just air face mode. I was running in the face mode with the heat on number 4, and then I got it really hot in here. Then I switched it over to cooling. But inside here, it's 109 degrees. So what is going over the evaporator that's all iced up? 109 degrees right now is going over the evaporator when you're in max cool. Sorry, I had to explain that more detailed, because this would be outside air and this would be recycle air. Outside is 54 degrees. If I run 54 degree over a iced up frozen evaporator, it'll stay iced up and frozen for a long time, and any refrigerant still inside the oil in the bottom of the evaporator that is all cold and iced up will stay there. But if I get the cabin 109 degrees and I run 109 degrees air over the evaporator coil, that'll help flash off and boil out that refrigerant out of the evaporator and moisture. So then as I got down, I switched it over to defrost. Now in the defrost mode, we're gonna run the cabin air. It's gonna come out hot, and it's gonna run it over the evaporator with hot air, heat up that evaporator, and then it goes over the heater coil and heat exchanger, and then it comes up into the cab, heating the cab. So you're constantly flowing hot air with the hood closed on cold ambient days like that. Especially, I feel sorry for you guys that are in shops and places where it gets down below freezing and you have to do AC because of after collision work or for some other reason, or an engine swap. To recover the refrigerant, keep the engine running, I have the hood closed. I'm heating up all the lines, the compressor, the condenser, the accumulator. I'm heating all that. That will all shorten your recovery times. So I have done that part, and this vehicle is supposed to have 1,190 grams of refrigerant, and it only had 920 grams, but yet it was freezing up on both sides. So let's find out what happens after I do a complete recharge up to factory specification and see how it operates compared to video number 1 when I was grafting it out. All right, we'll come up with video number 3 after it's recharged. Time to put on the behemoth.